All right. Hello, my name is Logan Klaus. I'm a producer, singer, and songwriter from the Billboard 500 Club's private mentorship program with Adam McInnis. Thank you so much for tuning into the Music Industry Contact YouTube channel, where we do hit song breakdowns, demo critiques, and have a wealth of music industry-related information for you to check out at any time. Today, we're breaking down SHINee's Lucifer. I am very excited. I have not heard this song before. I don't know what I'm getting myself into here. Apparently, it came out about 12 years ago. It has 126 million views. Yeah, I'm very excited. But as you know, we can't monetize these videos, so we would love to have you as part of our Patreon Golden Ear community, which gives you exclusive early access content, including videos and polls for selecting our next song breakdowns. If you're already supporting, thank you so much. And if you'd like to join, just click the link in the description below. All right, let's get into SHINee's Lucifer. All right, so this is very interesting. I don't get to pick the songs that I break down. It's a very interesting title for a song. So for those of you, well, for anybody who knows me personally, that spirituality of all kinds and the study of world religions and just esotericism, everything, I love it all. I love to, challenge any kind of individual view or conditioning that I might have and really kind of expand my understanding of the universe and of what it means to be an individual. And so this is just a very interesting title. Obviously, it has a lot of connotations. For those of you who don't know, Lucifer was the name of Satan prior to him being in heaven, or so. I mean, I'm not an expert in really anything, to be honest with you, but I don't know the translations for the lyrics. I'm very excited to check it out, to be honest with you. When I saw this on the list, I was like, okay, this is going to be a good one. So we're in for a wild ride. Strap yourself in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break down all the production first, get that out of the way, and then break down the lyrics and see if there's any kind of juicy, I don't know. I'm just excited to get into it. So without further ado, let's play this track through here. This video looks like it came out 12 years ago. It's awesome. That melody. Wow, very chromatic. They look like they're from Final Fantasy. I love it. This is very interesting. Was that apple bottom jeans? There's some very interesting imagery going on in this video. Okay, so I think that was the chorus. I'm not sure. I'm gonna keep listening and we're gonna take it back. We'll go section by section after. Okay. Wow, that harmony is really cool. Okay, so there's not really a lot of obvious sections going on here. I don't know if we've hit the chorus or if it was a pre-chorus or what has happened so far. So there's just a lot. Usually, I get to the end of the chorus and then we go back and we start comparing it, but part of me kind of just wants to keep letting this roll and just experience it. Sorry for stopping it halfway through, but I think that that's going to be the the route we go with this song. I'm just gonna let it play through here because this is very interesting. I'm very excited about this song. Oddly, this is just odd. Okay. Like the drums have stayed the same, so I don't really know. This goes hard though. They do kind of look like Power Rangers. I love it. This is just awesome. Okay. Okay, so we're obviously at the bridge now. It has just been boom, 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 boom for like 3 minutes straight. There's no pre-chorus. The drums have been going. The drums are going. They're like, we are not stopping. You press play on this song and you're going to be This is 4 minutes of pure pump. This rock and roll. This is crazy, man. This is just unreal. I was not expecting this. Obviously, in 2010, I was 9 years old, so this is just a blast from the past. The video looks like what used to be on the music video channel when I was a kid. You know, like how they used to have, remember when you had to like use a TV remote and all that a while ago? It's crazy. Yeah, wow, this is unreal. I'm just gonna let it keep going. I don't really have a whole lot of commentary this far. Just the fact that it's just going. The drums don't stop. It's amazing. They don't stop, they just get more intense. Okay. That note, it's still going. You hear that? I mean, it goes hard. I can't blame them. They're like, no pre-chorus. We don't need one of those. I really have no idea what this video's about. Okay, so this is just crazy. I just broke down another SHINee song that came out 2 years ago called Superstar. Very different vibe. Completely different. They also look like 19 in that video, so obviously these men are immortal, and they don't age, because they look... In fact, they look older in this than they do in the Superstar video. Can we just compare for a second? What the heck is going on here? This is crazy. Superstar, SHINee. See? Or 1 year ago. Are these the same guys? No way these are the same guys. Are you serious? So is this guy like 40? It's wild. Okay, well, I have no idea. I mean, yeah, their like skin is just like... I mean, I want to know what their skincare routine is here, because this is just incredible. There's so much in this song. This song is 4 minutes of pure drum and bass, and it just does not stop for 4 minutes. I was completely amazed that there is not a lot of, like, to be honest with you, I couldn't sing you the chorus. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm sure the super fans of this genre, this band, they probably know, but I don't know. I'm also at a bit of a disadvantage because I don't speak the language, so I don't know which parts were repeated. I'm definitely a music listener first. So when it comes to the vocals and things like that, I'm not as you'd better off watching someone like Lexi or Brenda on this channel, who is more vocal focused and able to pull out kind of vocal technique. But as far as I guess I kind of land more in the production side of things here. But I was just blown away. Like, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. It doesn't stop. Let's go. Let's just go back to the start here, and we'll just see if we can start kind of deciphering the different sections. Before I do that, though, I want to explain something. I do this at the beginning of every one of these videos, just because I think it's really important that we as musicians kind of start to understand the subconscious turnaround systems and kind of how the professionals are managing energy. And it's also these kind of formulas that are almost written into our biology. It's like something we don't even really get to choose, and it's like, yes, this sounds good. But basically in the club, we call it the Power 3, and it's when you do something one time, change it up slightly on the second time, do that same thing again on the third, and then do something completely different on the fourth, or like transition on the fourth. There's also another 2 formulas where it's same, different on the third, and then same or different on the fourth. So those 3 formulas there, we call them the Power of 3. It's important to kind of pick those out and how melodies are structured. You very rarely hear a melody in a pop song that's different. It's very surprising. Like test me on that. Send me melodies. If you hear something in a song that's like, this is not Power 3, and it's still a huge song, I want to hear that, because I don't hear it very often, and when I do, it's quite a treat. So maybe we're going to hear that in this song. I mean, it's very interesting. There was not a whole lot of, like, I just remember the da 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 da. Like, just because the harmonies were so dissonant and spicy, it was sick. But yeah, on the other side of that, I made some tea. This is my chalice. It's from 1974. I bought this for $1 at Goodwill. It's great, but it seems as though my tea bag has burst. So I'm drinking tea with pulp, I guess. I mean, maybe this is too much information. I'm still going to drink it. It's a waste of a tea bag not to drink it. But it's probably still a little hot right now. So we're going to let that sizzle for a couple more minutes and get into the sections of each of these songs. To be honest with you, I don't really know what's going on during the music video. There's like these weird souls flying around or something, like some kind of energy, which is just very interesting. Yeah, let's, I love how SHINee, I know you probably can't see that, but SHINee is written on the fronts of all these cars. Is it SHINee or is it SHINee, or I'm not sure. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But okay, let's get actually into breaking down the production of this song. So right off the bat, we've got a little part that just grabs attention. Let's wait for that to come back in the song and kind of point that out again. Very quick introduction right before the lyrics come in. Okay? So listen to the vocal melody. Same thing from the intro. Okay. Okay, so this is very weird. So we got the intro, and then we got the verse, which kind of goes da 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 da, and then it goes back up. Da 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 da, goes up. So we do kind of have a power of 3, starting going down and continuing to go down, and then it goes back up and then continues to go up. So it's kind of like a very symmetrical type of feel. Then we go to this little interlude in the middle where the sub bass comes in. I love the 2010 sub bass, just like very round, lacks a lot of punch and definition. It's like that in every 2010 pop song. I love it. Now we've got like trap bass where it's just like your organs are shaking, and it's just nice to hear something like. I hope it doesn't come across like I'm making fun of this band. This band came out 12 years ago. I mean, it sounds great for 12 years ago. I mean, it's no Gangnam Style, right? Or what? Or whatever. I can't believe I said that. Anyway, here we go. Let's keep going. Okay, so that whole part, no melody. There's nothing in the melody that's repeating. This might be the first. So I've done 4. This is number 4. This is actually number 16. This is the 16th breakdown I've done. Might not be the 16th on YouTube, but there's some on Patreon and YouTube. It goes either direction. But this is my 16th filmed Producer Reacts, and this is the first time where the melody has not been a power of 3 of some kind. And it just goes. Just keeps going. And maybe that's why it's so hard for me to remember it. Like, I'm trying to figure out what parts are which, but maybe I'm so used to and so kind of ingrained in a certain way that music is going, and I'm used to hearing music that way. It just seems very staccato, da 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 da, or whatever they're doing. I couldn't sing it back to you. I just don't remember it. It's very interesting. I mean, the production hasn't changed a lot, as we know that it doesn't really change much. The drum and bass just keep going. I'm gonna try and keep an ear still. So we had like 2 bars, weird thing, vocals, 4 bars of an interlude, and now we've had a verse. Maybe it's the chorus. I don't know. Maybe it is the chorus. I don't know. But we're in the second half of the verse or chorus. I don't know. Oh, this is the pre. Okay. Okay, so this must be the pre. The drums are gone. Yeah. Okay, we've heard it twice. Change it up on the 3rd time. Okay, perfect. That was a great power of 3 we just heard there. So that must be the chorus. Da 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 Lucifer, da 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 Lucifer, and then it changes up on the 3rd and 4th time. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that must be. We're gonna call that the chorus. The other stuff is the verse. Okay, for you and I right here, we're gonna figure this out. It's very interesting. Yeah, this is very interesting. As you can see, to differentiate from the boom, 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 boom thing going on in the chorus, in the verses, they pulled the drums out. They switch up to a synth we've never heard, contrasting the rest of the song. Okay, this is great. We're making good time here. Okay, I'm assuming we're going into the 2nd verse. Okay, so this is great. So this is obviously the verse here. I want to point out the little transitional element going in at the end of the 4 bars. So we're going to try and get all the concepts across here that I normally talk about and just kind of add them to our toolkit. So the purpose of this video really is to kind of pull out all of the different techniques that they're using. Oh my gosh, we've already been here for 20 minutes. This is crazy. But yeah, we're going to pull out all the little techniques and all the little bits and bobs that they're doing. The transitional element heading into this chorus, which, sweet, the chorus is when it goes boom, doom, 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 doom. Like when it really picks up, that's the chorus. Good to know. I appreciate that. Now that we figured that out. It's great. You hear that little thing? Little like bubble riser or something like that. I'm really not going to comment much on the vocal melody here because it's so complex. You guys are going to laugh at me. Wait, man, this is not complex. This is average. I mean, I should, yeah. I'm sure that yeah, this is wild. I've honestly never heard anything like this. I got to put that out there. Nothing I cannot tell you one song that sounds like this. This is just not my genre of music, but there's still a lot of core techniques being used here. The transitional element on the fourth time. Now we're contrasting the verse and the chorus with the drum pattern switching up. Here it comes. Okay, so one thing I want to point out is when it comes to contrast, there's a few things that you can do. You can contrast by adding or removing the drums, which we've noticed here. This section of the song is like 4 on the floor, boom, 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 boom. They call 4 on the floor because it's kick on every beat. And then also, I want you to notice that they added this kind of hi-hat sound, taking up the high frequency. So when it gets to the chorus, it's pretty much standard practice that you're going to want to open the frequency spectrum up. Like you want to have full bass to high end completely there, whereas in the verses you can get away with a little more of a focused mid-range section. The vocals are lower, the vocals are more staccato. Now when we get to this more open section, I think chorus of some kind is like lots of vocal stacks, high end coming in here. There's this like tss, 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 tss. Sounds pretty crazy. Yeah, it's just let's just keep going. We're in some kind of pre-chorus. Oh, maybe a little post-chorus. I mean, it's super catchy just to throw it in there like that little 2 bars thing. Is that the same thing going on as the intro? So we're at 1:32. It is. So here's another little pro tip. Don't work harder than you have to. This is a catchy section. It grabbed my attention right off the bat of the song. Reuse that. Don't write new parts. Don't do something else. Just evolve the parts that you have, right? I mean, part of being a producer is building on the elements that you get. If you get a sick bass line, why would you write a new bass line? Don't break it. They're like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep rocking. They are killing this section here where just grab my attention again. I was not expecting this little cutout. I was also expecting it to go for longer, but they went a lot shorter there than I was expecting, so it's great. That element is still there during this verse. We're building. Riser. Chorus. Oh, not yet. Okay. We're growing. Okay, so it looks like it's just very complex. Upon first listen, I was like, there's not enough contrast for me to really know, obviously, which section is which. Not as obvious as at least modern music is now. Like, when you get to the chorus, you fully expect big, wide feeling. When you get to the bridge, big, wide feeling. Verse is very tribal and groove-like. Chorus is always very open and mixture of the groove and the open-sounding style thing. Whereas in this song, it's been pretty consistently dancey. I'm assuming this song's got 126 million views. I'm sure this was just all over the clubs, 2010. Like this, I'm sure this was just, going off the rails back then. But now I'm just not used to a song that stays groove-like. It's probably the same feeling as to someone who's not used to listening to a song like Superstition, where the drums are pretty consistently, just the whole song, I reference that song a lot because there's so much that you can pull from that song, especially kind of in the modern neo-retro thing kind of phase that we're going through with like Dua Lipa and Lizzo and, even Harry Styles is stepping into it a little bit. But back to this song, so even in a song where we are like pretty much pounding the whole time, They had those risers in there. They had the white noise risers. The voices were adding. We were growing. I felt like we were growing. I could pick up on that when I was really listening. I'm sure this song was a club song, so it was kind of not as important to like take the listener on a journey. You're going to be all, you just want it to keep going. It's probably why it's 4 minutes long. It's fantastic. It's achieving what it set out to do very well. So I just still can't believe that this is them 12 years ago. That's wild, because I thought they looked so young in the other one. I was like, wow, these guys are awesome. That means that puts them at least like 30, 34, 35. That's crazy. Yeah, just incredible. But when we get to this chorus again, the thing that's obviously differentiating the verse from the chorus is the drum groove. The drum groove really picks up, and there's a lot of elements going on in this entire song. It's so complex, it almost feels like hypnotic. It feels like a dream of some kind. It feels like some kind of trance-inducing drug trip. It's just like so much going on all the time. There's not a... I mean, I'm definitely interested. I don't want to say that I got bored, which is funny because there's very few songs where the drum groove stays this consistent for 4 minutes long that I'm not like bored listening to, and this has kept my attention the entire time. And honestly, this is a super fun song. Let's listen to this chorus here. It's really going. One thing I want to point out is that there's a lot of call and response going on. If you've never heard that term before, it's basically when, you introduce the first half of a melody and the melody responds. So a great example is like bum da-na-na da-na-na da-da-da-da-da-da. That da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da ba-da-da ba-dum 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 ba-dum. Call and response, right? That's a little less obvious than what's going on here. Right now, we even literally have different singers doing it. So it'll be this: the first singer will start the melody, the second singer will finish it. Or even a different example is like when a solo singer says something and then it comes back with big stacks and harmonies on it. Let's head into the bridge here. Bass tone switched up. Did you notice that the bass went from a bit more of a, like, what was going on here, kind of sine wave style bass, more to like a saw? We have this over here. Now listen to this. Also got to point out we've got a side chain going on there. So, the bass is opening up on the and, which gives this bounce feeling. So kick is on the down. So when you're in a dance floor, your foot is landing on the beats of the song, and the bass is on the upbeat. It's almost like quick breathing. It's like training people to hyperventilate. Imagine if you were breathing this fast, like over, like, this is like shaking people up. This is literally putting people in a blender. It's amazing what they're doing here. And all club music in general, it's like energy. We're like working. It's like one mass workout, like EDM music nowadays too. It's the same thing. You see, it's getting a bunch of people at a festival into a blender and just shaking everybody up. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy stuff. Anyway, so we got the side chain on the bass. The bass is also changed up in tone. I'm sure that was just shaking the floor. People were probably so excited for the bridge back in the day. They'd be like, wait till you hear the bass, man. And when you hear this song in the club, that low, like growly, saturated sawtooth bass kind of sounds sawtooth. And the reason I say sawtooth, I don't know if that's actually true. It's pretty difficult to actually tell, but just because it gets hairy as opposed to wah, 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 which is more like characteristic of a sine wave. Sine wave is very like round and has a lot of body, whereas the sawtooth is kind of like heavy metal, kind of oversaturated, gnarly. But yeah, let's get to the rest of the song here. I love that snare. And also the amount of risers that are going on in this, and it's just like one synth note that starts at the bottom and just like keeps going up like crazy. Very interesting. Yeah, that's crazy stuff. So this is just a wild experience. I'm barely able to comprehend this song right now. This is crazy. We're going into a rap verse 3 minutes into the song. Super cool. Not where I would put the rap verse, personally. I probably would have swapped these around. I probably would have put the rap verse either in the second half of the second verse or directly after the second chorus, maybe. Or even started the second verse with the rap just to give more differentiation. But, you know, this is sick. We're like we've been climbing this mountain for 3 minutes, and now the guy's on here to rap. This is probably the climax of the show. Like, when SHINee plays this song live, this must be massive. This must be just crazy. So, here we go. Like, SHINee. Let's hear this rap. I gotta point out something. I don't think that there's any time in this entire song where the drums cut out for more than 2 bars, besides maybe at the start of the bridge, and I wasn't paying attention enough to know. Like, the guy's rapping for 2 bars, and then the drums are back in with the beat. Again, like, this is a club song, club banger. They're just wildin' on this track here. I'm trying to use as much pretentious, you know, modern kid lingo to try and understand the vibe of this song. This is just wild. This is super cool. I'm learning so much. It might not seem like it, but I'm learning a lot here. This is just wild that the song is drums for 4 minutes, and my head is just still spinning from trying to process this much information. So, in this last little bridge section, all of the elements of the song come back. We had that drum fill, we had the riser. I'm pretty sure we got the theme from the intro going on in there. I could be wrong, but everything is coming to a peak. And this last chorus, people are probably getting ready to go to the water table or to throw up in the washroom because they've just been grooving so hard. So let's rock and roll. Still going, still going. Like, they could have ended the song there. They're still going. Why not? Yeah, get those ad-libs. I gotta say, these are probably some of the coolest harmonies I've ever heard in a K-pop song. I'm gonna put that right on the table right now. These are some of the coolest, most dissonant harmonies. Like, very rubby. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. They're just like very close together, and they create a really cool dissonance that is just very interesting to listen to. Anyway, it has been 35 minutes. I am ready to look at these lyrics now. I think we've pulled out everything that we can from this song. I am blown away. If that isn't a reaction, I don't know what is. That's pretty amazing. So, before we get into it, I want to pull out the use of the word Lucifer here. So, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? So, as I understand it, he was jealous of God, and because God is obviously some all-powerful being, this guy wants to be better than the source or the all-powerful, all-encompassing God. And he says, the other verse is like, I'll place my like crown, or I'll live on the mountain above the stars of heaven. And like there's like a few myths that I don't know if they're true or not, but he was apparently like this super good looking angel. And I think that is probably a, more of a, like, I don't know what the word would be, like an exaggeration of the verses that talk about kind of the devil being disguised as light and as goodness, because oftentimes we find in our lives that like short-term happiness, which appears to be great, oftentimes has long-term effects that we weren't, sort of aware of, like, like any kind of drug addiction can spiral into like a life-threatening situation. Any kind of there's so like things that look good in the moment, that are fun and euphoric in the moment, oftentimes end up being what is our destruction later in life. And so one of the kind of thing, and I'll kind of steal from Buddhism in this section, or Taoism, this kind of like yin and yang. The Bible often sets up a kind of what they call Christos and Antichristos energy. And you don't really have to be religious to believe that, there's kind of an ultimate good or ultimate evil in the universe, and there's like some cosmic drama going on. And so in the book of Revelations, Lucifer actually duels Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael kind of cuts him down, and there's this global return of Eden at the end, and it's just this wild story. It's very exciting, but it's very symbolic of this dance between good and evil. And I think what they're actually referring to is a time where our consciousness will evolve to a place where that kind of good and evil are sort of a thing of the past. And for example, there's a lot of verses like Corinthians 15:45-54, I think it is, where he talks about putting on an immortal body, the body of light, or like shedding our vessel of reality, which is imperishable, and which is sort of like this idea that we are, death is kind of a sickness that we are bestowed upon. Some people, like if you're studying the Bible, it'll be because of the fruit that was eaten in the garden, and we're kind of returning to this global place of immortality and walking in with the source again. And I mean, this is all complete speculation. It's very mythological. We're 39 minutes into this video. If you're still here, thank you so much for sticking around. You obviously have a very open mind and are into talking and discussing all of this crazy stuff. It's interesting that they use this term, Lucifer, right? So there's a lot of like spiritual baggage tied to this name, and it's crazy. It's got 127 million views. Lucifer, in at least the cultures I'm familiar with, is kind of the representation of the Antichristos energy, or Satan, or the beast, or the dragon, or those are the kind of all the names referring to this sort of creature that embodies or represents this kind of the yin and yang energy, right? The one side of that's dancing in this cosmic drama. It's very exciting. Okay, so let's take a look at these lyrics here and see if there's anything to pull out. Or I also kind of want to Google Lucifer in Korean translation. I want to just make sure that it's like not a word that means like waffle cone or something. And I'm like Lucifer is okay. Wait. Oh, the U is odd. I wonder if okay. So it doesn't look like Lucifer does translate from Korean of some kind. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Well, then let's keep going on here. So even if I try to avoid you, I can't find a place to hide. I can't deny you. I'm trapped by you. Okay. If it was love, if you really loved me, then do this to me. Her whisper is the Lucifer. The Lucifer. Huh. It's very interesting. He could possibly be meaning that her whisper is a bad thing, or her whisper is this, like, thing that comes disguised as good and is actually a bad thing. You know, I can't find a place to hide. Okay, interesting. I don't know. It's all speculation. If you tie me down and trap me, then the love is also tied down. The future is also tied down. It can't grow anymore. Freely empty yourself and look at me. I'll fill you only. I'll completely fill you only. What the? I'm going to make this bigger here so you can read along with me. I don't know if you can see this. We're going to just open this up here. So you just, I don't know if it's possible for you to see that right now. So I'm going to make it so that I'll zoom in here. Okay, so your undeniable spell is the Lucifer. Your undeniable spell is the Lucifer. When I approach you, with your angelic face, you say that the reason you live for is me. You say, when I first saw you, I stopped for a short time as if someone was tightly seizing my heart, not letting it go. You took all of my heart, just like that. You make my heart burn out when you're not there. Is this like a possession story? I don't know. This is crazier. This is crazy. If you tie me down and trap me, then the love is also tied. Like, these people wrote this on purpose. These lyrics mean something to somebody, the person who wrote this. I don't know what it means to us as the consumer, but it means something to somebody. Yeah. Okay, so the love stories I shared with you, you took towards the same place I do. When we feel that we can't get any more perfect. Only stare at me. You want me more. Only look at me. You're the center of everything. For a while, something has been wrong. You've been weird. The people I knew left my side one by one. Wow, this is just crazy. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Your gaze captivated me. I'm tired of your obsession. I've been cut a lot. My heart is bleeding. When it's about time for me to pass out, she comes to me like an angel saying, I love you. Even though I knew it was actually you. It really confused me. Like I've become a clown trapped in a glass castle. Leave me alone. When I'm free, I'll be able to truly love you. You look into me openly, touching my brain. I think I've become a fool. Leave me alone. Don't make me sick of you, so I can truly look at you. I have no idea what this song is about. I have no idea. There's not a single shred of understanding here. When I approach you with your... So, I mean, maybe if I could break this down and try to just look at it from like a surface level perspective, it kind of looks like they are they're using this archetype of a deceiver, right? Because that's often who he's referred to. I mean, Lucifer tempts Jesus and tries to deceive him throughout the Bible. Jesus goes into the desert and Lucifer tempts him. And Jesus resists this temptation. So I don't know if he's talking about being tempted by this person he knows is wrong, but she comes to me like an angel saying, I love you, even though I knew it was actually you. You really confused me. She comes to me like an angel saying, I love you, even though I knew it was actually you. You really confused me. Maybe she's possessed, and he doesn't know if he's talking to this angel or this person. This is pure speculation. I mean, this is very exciting, though. 45 minutes of just pure speculation and awe at this song. There's so much to break through. I just can't really believe this. Okay, so if you tie me down and trap me, the love is also tied down. The future is also tied down. Freely empty yourself and look at me. I'll fill you only. I'll completely fill you only. This is just odd. I'm sure that some of this is lost in translation, to be honest with you, and I'm understanding the meaning of lost in translation. I'm sure that it's not this abstract in the original language, and there's more meaning to be kind of taken out of this, but I think he might be referring to marriage, maybe, and obviously at least from a biblical perspective, marriage is what they consider to be the kind of Christos thing to do, the Archangel Michael thing, like deep human connection and love and bonds that are spiritual and that are, kind of contractual almost, which is, from a religious perspective, that's why people who are religious get married, is because they believe that it's some kind of spiritual contract between two souls, right? So he might be referring to that it can't grow anymore. And I mean, from a deception standpoint, that would be a great way to deceive the average person and be like, well, if you get married, you can't go to the club and be bumping and grinding with different people every weekend. It's not something that's just not good for your partner. You don't really do that. But anyway, I couldn't tell you really what this song is about. I really tried, but this is my best guess. Okay. If you have a lyric breakdown, send me that on Instagram. If you would like to talk to me about this, I would love to talk to anybody about this who is interested in this type of thing and can give me I need someone to be like, dude, you freaking missed the point. You read way into it. You're an idiot, talking about all this crazy spiritual stuff. I just find it interesting. I want to know, see these deeper meanings and this deeper symbolism going on, but feel free to love or hate my reaction to this sort of situation. I would love to hear your opinion on it in the comments or in my Instagram DM or wherever you like to hit me up. I'm there to hear what you have to say about this song. This is very interesting. I'm kind of blown away by the complexity of the lyrics, the complexity of the track. Also that this song is just so massive. Loverholic Robotronic. Like, I guess it can't all be, unless I'm missing the point here. I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully I didn't, overstay. I really, know there's a stigma when it comes to talking about spirituality, and I hope I didn't offend or, any type of thing like that. I'm very just interested in exploring all thought processes, and I'll kind of open myself up to a conversation about any type or form of spirituality. And I think, at least here and also in the club, we have people of all different walks of life who discuss all different types and forms of belief systems, and we're all here and in this together, discovering what it really means to make conscious music. And, if that is somebody like you, I really can't stress enough that the Billboard 500 Club is for you. Brings me into the end of this video. Sadly, we've been here for 49 minutes. I doubt that, if you're still here, I'm be very surprised. You're very special. Thank you so much. If this provided you some kind of value or if you got some enjoyment out of it, I hope you are doing well yourself. And we would really love and appreciate a like and subscribe on the channel. It helps us out. We want to grow and provide more musicians tools and tips and tricks to be able to make better music, more conscious music, more intentional music, and to grow as individuals and create a world that's just abundant with art of all different kinds. And I'll stop being pretentious. I apologize. But obviously, just very passionate about everything here, and I appreciate you sticking around this long if you have. Before I give my final thoughts on the song, we would love to like and subscribe. Check us out on Patreon. Hit the bell notification. If you want to go deeper into this stuff, I can't recommend enough the Calvin Harris, Phineas, Rick Rubin, Diplo, and Pharrell Williams producer breakdowns on Billboard500.com. They go in and create a bit of an ingredients list for each producer, what makes them last for decades at a time. It's incredible how the same things that Calvin Harris is doing now is the same things that he was doing 10 years ago, just dressed up in different sounds, different techniques. He's evolved these techniques and this skeleton, and it's really eye-opening to look at. Also, if you're a musician, producer, songwriter, or singer looking to grow in any way, the Billboard 500 Club is for you. I've been a part of it for 21 months, almost 2 years, maybe even longer than that. I think it's 2 years in January. and have seen more improvement in myself than I ever thought was possible. The network is incredible, the information is incredible, and the opportunities are like nowhere else on the internet. There are over 70 mentors who are some of the most successful and just beautiful people in the industry, teaching up and coming producers, musicians, singers like you and me. We're all learning. I will warn you, though, there's a limited capacity of 500 people in the club. We're trying to build a little bit of an ecosystem of conscious musicians, and so don't wait too long. There's a limited capacity. If you're trying to grow as quickly as possible and invest in yourself as an individual, this is the place to go. This song was great. I really enjoyed it. I loved just gawking at the lyrics for 10 minutes. I still don't really know what the song is about. Hopefully you enjoyed my spiritual ramblings. Wonderful. That was a great song, and I do feel like I learned a lot from experience such a club banger from 2010. Just blast from the past here. But at this point, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video provided you some kind of value and that you enjoyed it. My name is Logan Klaus. If you want to find me on Instagram, they'll be in the description. Follow Music Industry Contact on Instagram and YouTube. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you in the next breakdown. Thank you again so much for watching.